Want to learn how to make a showstopper holiday Thanksgiving entree that's plant-based and delicious too? Well, today I'm going to show you how I make my delicious Wellington, my mushroom Wellington. It's really a fun dish, easy to prepare. You can do it a day ahead and bake it off. It's just really lovely, and I'm excited to show you how I make it. So let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so one of the first things that we're going to do is make sort of like a stuffing that goes along with it. I've roasted these 3 portabello mushrooms, just the caps. They're cooked. I want to get them as dry as possible. They feel pretty dry because you don't want that moisture in with the Wellington. So our pan is hot. We'll use a little bit of olive oil. And some onions and garlic. These are aromatic vegetables. All right. Heat down a little bit. Now the first thing we're going to put in are some peas, and we're just going to cook those. And these are going to give us extra protein and also color and texture as well. And you can cook them from frozen. You just want to cook them till they're starting to get done. Now I have a bag of spinach, and this is a 8-ounce bag of fresh spinach. I'm going to add that as my peas are cooking. And don't worry, it looks like a lot, but it's going to cook down to almost nothing. Whoop. Don't jumping out the pan. We'll let it steam for just a second. Now you could use frozen spinach, a box of 10-ounce frozen spinach, but you would want to squeeze it really, really dry. Drain it and squeeze it till there's hardly any water left in it. So we're just gonna move this around. I'm going to add a little garlic salt. So I like to cook with garlic salt. So I'm using something with garlic and a little white pepper. Use black pepper. Okay, so now this is pretty well cooked. I'm going to take it out of my pan. And I'm going to put it in a bowl. And let it cool just a little, because you don't want it to be too hot. Yum. This could be a great side dish on its own. Peas and spinach. Great for the holidays. Any holiday, really. All right. So now I'm just going to move this out of the way. Don't need my oven or my thing now. So what I'm going to do next is I'm going to get a fork, and I'm just going to press some of my peas just to smash them. There we go. Just kind of smash them a little bit, press them. Then I'm going to add a half a cup of Panko breadcrumbs. And that's just going to make everything kind of stick together and stay together. Okay, I'm going to taste it. Could use a little more salt. I always encourage my students to taste as they go. Then that way they know if everything's seasoned properly. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to put that to the side and let it cool a little bit. And then we'll roll out our dough. Now we're back. So we're going to roll out our dough. What I like to do with my dough is just take the paper out and just fold it back. Cover it really good with flour. And I just really like to roll it out like it is. I don't like to try to roll it in the long sheet because I think it splits. You want to roll it to about 1/4 inch. Now, I don't recommend you make your own puff pastry. You could, but you can sure buy it very easily. And they have all sorts of grades. The puff pastry, the Pepperidge Farm, is actually plant-based because there's no butter in it. But sometimes you'll see puff pastry made with butter as well. So if that's your jam, you go ahead and do that. But they do a nice job with this product. Okay. So this particular recipe is going to make 2 of these. I'm just going to make one for the purpose of demonstration. But can freeze it too. Okay, so that looks pretty good. Looks like about 1/4 of an inch. So I have some Dijon mustard here. And I'm going to take some out here. It's kind of thick. Spread it on the bottom just to give it a little extra flavor. Okay. And then the next thing that I'm going to put on, because eventually we're going to fold it over like so. But I'm going to put some Tofurky slices. Now you can skip this part if you don't eat Tofurky, but I like it at the bottom of this, just to give it a little more substance. Okay. Now we're going to take our stuffing. And we'll take a spoon. Actually, I'm going to put some in between the layers. You could also put some on the bottom too. You want to use about half of the product. Okay. Then we'll take our mushroom caps, place those on top. And then before we finish, you want to get a little bit of water, or you could use egg, or just egg, actually. But water works too as a glue. And you want to brush it all the way around. So it will stick. So I'm going to just take it over. And then you kind of want to roll it up around the edge, kind of like a pasty. People in the Northwoods know what a pasty is for sure. Crimp it. It's going to seal up. Okay, I want it to be able to still move around. I want it to kind of press it down. There, that looks good. And then I'm just going to take a knife and do some hatches across it just to have some vents. And then I'm going to put it on my tray. I put some pan release on the tray. And now I'm just going to put it on there. And now I'm going to bake it. You want to bake it in a hot oven. And there you have it. Mushroom Wellington. Now you could put it in the cooler like this. And bake it the next day. It would be just fine, but you wouldn't want to go much past a day ahead. All right, here we are with our mushroom Wellington. Let's cut it open. Oh, isn't that beautiful? You can see. It's lovely served on a plate, and I have some beautiful gravy here. That's a plant-based onion, roasted onion garlic gravy. We'll try on top. Here we go. Just put a little over. Wow. That looks amazing. I can't wait to try it. Oh man, this looks really good. Look at that. Wow. Let me get a piece here. Ooh. Yummy. I love puff pastry. It's so savory. And the umami between the mushrooms and the spinach and the peas. It's almost like a pot pie in the flavor profile with the gravy. But wow, what a showstopper, huh? For plant-based guests or just a side dish to go along with the rest of your dishes. And really easy to make. It just goes together. Puff pastry is really easy to work with, so don't be afraid of it. Thank you for coming. I hope you enjoy the recipe, and I hope you try it. Yum.